Hi, it's Debra's Daily Healthy. I'm Debra. We're in the kitchen, and today I am surrounded by pizza crust. Now, I've had questions called out to me about how I make my different pizza crusts, so I have several pizza crusts around me. And I've said that a few times because I love pizza day. It's pizza day. Woo! Okay, let me get right to it. Now, when I make my pizza crusts, people have asked, how do you make that happen? I make a cauliflower pizza crust. I make a cornmeal pizza crust. I make a sweet potato pizza crust. I make a low fat, low carb, you name it, okay? The idea here is, if you've watched me before, you should never feel deprived, right? And I've had people say, I can't eat pizza anymore, I miss pizza. So we make it happen. I make gluten-free, dairy-free, whatever. And I've got toppings all around me here. So what I'm going to show you here, this is a cauliflower pizza crust that we have in the process. Now I'm going to give you a few tips real quick. I'm just going to jump right in here and pour my coffee here. Okay, I've been up since 4, all right? So we're going to chat a little bit about pizza over coffee. When you're doing your cauliflower crust, I'm going to give you a few tips. If you have more questions, let me know because I'm probably not going to hit everything. It can be really challenging. Throw that cauliflower in your food processor, okay? Emulsify the heck out of it, all right? Then grab, as my grandma would call it, a tea towel, okay? Your dish towel. I really recommend getting as close to a cheesecloth. I like the ones that are not terry, that are, I kind of like that flour sack kind. Put it in that, put it in the center, and wring the heck out of it. And if you have to transfer it to another one, because if you use the terry, a lot of your cauliflower is going to get stuck in that towel. So you want it to be a really smooth towel, okay? And then get a ton of water out of it, okay? Then you want to have already prepared a baking sheet with parchment paper on it. And then you're going to transfer that really wrung out cauliflower onto that baking sheet. And then you're going to put that in a real low temp oven. And you're going to put it in that oven for a little bit of time, depending on your oven. Now I have a gas oven, maybe about, honestly, maybe 12, 15 minutes, and let it dry out some more, okay? Times might vary. Then pull it out and let it set. And you're gonna maybe move it around a little bit. Now, then it's gonna be dry. It's not gonna be hard, but it's gonna be more of a consistency you work with. Now, I make a great crust for a pot pie too with this. But there's your workable dough for your pizza crust. Now, I make a really great zucchini crust also, and I make that one more so in the summer because zucchini's just everywhere. I mean, now we live in California and we live in an age where we can get anything anytime. I'm sorry, when stuff is in peak season, it's the best, all right? So, that's another pizza crust I make. But we've got a cauliflower one going, and I've already got my sauce on it and my herbs, and I do make my own sauces too. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit. But there's that cauliflower one. We're gonna set that aside. Now this one, okay. Now I like to call this my master. I worked on this one. This one took a lot of work. Okay, this has sweet potato in it, but it is also more of a traditional crust. And this is very, very quickly becoming my most popular pizza dough. It has herbs in it, and it already smells really great. Now, why do I put sweet potato in it? I also have a sweet potato crust, and it is a clean eating pizza crust. There is no flour in it. This is not a gluten-free crust. Do I make gluten-free crusts besides the cauliflower? Yes, I do. I can't eat the cauliflower crust. I can't eat cauliflower. So yes, I have one. And I really worked on that because when I first made that, I got that recipe from somebody, and that was kind of chewy. I didn't think it reflected pizza really well. I wanted pizza. So I really worked on that one. Now, why do I put sweet potato in this? Because sweet potatoes are really, really good for us. Some people don't like sweet potato. I only like it certain ways. But it is full of anti-inflammatories. It has vitamin C, A, potassium, magnesium. It's low glycemic, which that means for people that are living with diabetes, it helps lower their carbs and it helps create a healthy blood sugar level. It has beta carotene. Now, what's beta carotene? Okay, that's fat. That's a fat soluble food. So foods that have that orange pigment, like that is your, that helps your body create vitamin A, okay? That's beta carotene. It's also fat-free and it is full of fiber. What does that mean? So when you see on more foods now where it says net carbs, here's the math on that, all right? You see carbs, then you see fiber. So something that has a lot of fiber in it, it helps counteract the carbs, okay? So you say, there's 28 carbs in this, and it has 5 grams of fiber, all right? Your net carbs is 23, all right? So the more fiber you can get, you feeling me here? All right. Okay. It also has folic acid, which helps promote cell growth, and it is also really good for your skin. It helps create a healthy glow. It also helps create the growth, promote the growth. Excuse me. I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna start over. It helps promote the growth of collagen, which as we get older, that really slows. So, what am I telling you? Sweet potatoes are our friend. Okay. Now, I learned as I traveled to different parts of the country, as I went into a store, I go into a store and I'm looking for a sweet potato. Now, I'm going, that's all you have? And I'm used to seeing a huge variety of produce in California. And I went, that's not a sweet potato. Now, so I learned they were calling different things by different names in different parts of the country because there's different varieties. So, you may be finding this too as you walk into stores. But this is a mixture of those two, okay? And it's great. So I'm making a lot of these. I have about 6 of these going today. Now, so those are going in, and I'm going to put a lot of different toppings on these. Now, I've got one more I'm going to show you because I have some folks that just really do not like, they do not want any sweet potato in theirs. And that could be a lot of reasons, okay? I don't judge. People have their tastes, their choices. Just try to make it healthy. Okay. Now, I try to make my pizzas, each one serving no more than 400 calories. So if you wanted a 200 calorie pizza, just cut it in half. But 400 calories, no more. Some of them are less, and they're 200. But I find 400 is really good, and people can cut them in half if they're on a 200 calorie. If I'm really working with them. And people say, how do you get that? I make a lot of these. Initially, I used a paper plate. I cut a template, and bam. That's how I knew, okay? Now, I make so many pizzas, Deborah knows, okay? Now, this is an herbed pizza crust that I made. You can do so many things by using different flours, and this also has some cornmeal in it. It has almond flour, and this one is really yummy. Now, why do I trim the edges up? Okay, if you let your pizza dough set around for a while, now it's gonna rise, but I also make pizza doughs without yeast in them, but it starts to pull back in and get small. And a little trick, if you turn those edges up, make it thinner in the middle and thicker in the edge, and turn those edges up, you're gonna find your pizza dough does not shrink in on itself. No, I'm not Italian. I did not learn this from my grandmother. This is trial and error. And I have a big marble rolling pin that I will use sometimes too, but I will do that. Now the sweet potato, interestingly enough, it stays out a little bit more. Now I make a special sauce, and I'm sorry, I don't give this recipe out. I do give it away to people for gifts. Christmas time, I have all these jarred things that I give, but I like to make all my sauces myself because I know what's in them. I can control the sodium. I can control everything that's going in them. And remember, I don't use sugar. And a lot of things use a lot of things so that they will last forever on the shelf. And that means they're going to live forever on our bodies, I sometimes think. And I just like to keep it really healthy. So put some sauce on that. Now, remember when you're making your pizzas, your sauces can make them a little mushier. So don't as you're getting used to making your pizzas, be careful about how liberal you are with your sauces. Now, I also use a variety of cheeses, and I do measure my cheeses, but I'm just going to show you real quick. I use vegan cheeses, okay, variety. I will use dairy cheeses and a variety of those as well, and skim, etc. A really great thing to use on your pizza also is spinach. It's really great, and fresh herbs. Use fresh herbs. They're so easy to get. Basil is a great one. And a really great thing is caramelizing your onions, and if you have a really great nonstick skillet, you're not having to add a lot of oils and things with them, and they are really great. I make my pizzas so that they're vacuum packed, so that you can freeze them and even heat them up in the microwave so that you can take them with you. And there is a trick to that, because if you aren't careful with that, they can be overcooked and you heat them up in the microwave and then they're hard as a rock. I learned that through trial and error. So there's some pizza things going on, and like I said, I do make them to order. And sorry, I don't have a full cornmeal one to show you today, but I did show that in a previous video. But if you have more questions on making your pizzas, please reach out to me. I love it when people message me and we get a dialogue going back and forth, or we even FaceTime or do a quick little chat. That's really fun. You can be anywhere. They find I'm up early wherever they are, or I'm frequently sometimes stay up later than I should. Okay, what's in the cup? I get that question a lot. What's in the cup? All right, today I'm having a rare cup of coffee, and this is coffee with some thieves in it, and there's a little bit of a sugar-free chocolate mixture that I make in it. And on this side, what's in this? This is a pumpkin protein shake with a scoop of collagen in it. And it is pumpkin puree with a vanilla protein powder, 8 ounces of almond milk, some pecans, cinnamon, pumpkin pie spice, and a little bit of vanilla, and water and ice, and it is all together. Oh, and Arbonne Fiber Boost, which I use, and it is yummy. Have a great Wednesday, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you're healthy, happy, and enjoying this wonderful spring that is here with us. This is Deborah. Love your questions. Hope I'm answering them. Talk to you soon.